Okay, so today I'm starting the toy piano series. I have at least 10 scores to get through, and the makeup of these composers is actually very similar to the organ series I did. A lot of Americans, a lot of Brits, some Austrian composers, and that's about it. Um, it's going to be pretty male dominated too, I think, unfortunately. If you don't know what a toy piano is, um, it's something like this. So there's a couple companies that make these. The most uh, sort of like well-known one was Shoenut. That company, I believe, no longer exists. This thing is a JMAR, which is kind of like a copies a lot of the Shoenut designs, but I think it's somewhere in the global south it's made, whereas Shoenut was a German company. But basically, inside a toy piano, you got some metal tines and then some very simple plastic hammers that hit the tines when you press the keys. This thing is almost 3 octaves, starting on F. Here's a shoe nut that's just over 1 octave. They generally range from like 1 to 3 octaves. It's very rare that you find one with more than that. Although I think there is, yeah, if you go to like the really real antique ones, they don't even have black keys. The black keys are just painted on, so you only have like the white keys, like major scale, C major. Anyways, it's an acoustic instrument. They have grand piano designs and also upright piano designs. Some of the upright ones, they stand tall enough that you can kind of sit on the ground and play them as an adult. But really, they were originally invented as like a toy for children. They just happen to be like uh, an acoustic instrument, right? This Melissa and Doug brand one I think this is the only one you can buy on Amazon right now. Um, they're usually about like $40 or something. Um, and this is kind of the type of toy piano I had when I was living in Texas. I kind of left it in Texas, but I had a 2 octave thing starting on middle C, and it was very like not all of the keys worked the same, and there's a very small amount of action on the keys, right? And it's very cramped on your hands. So there's all kinds of limitations to playing on these things. The first piece we're going to look at is the most recent one that I have. It's called Machaut Fragments by Richard P. John, and it was written in 2023. This is our second Richard P. John episode. The first one was the series finale to our organ series. I'll just put up the episode number for that here. Okay, so pages are in free order. Each piece consists of 3 phrases. Between each phrase, space or pause. Between each page, a place to dwell, each tone for itself. Accidentals only affect the notes they immediately precede and in the phrase in which they occur. So each page of this looks kind of like this. Each line has 3, 4, or 5 notes, it looks like, in different configurations. And that's it. The whole thing takes about 16 minutes to play. It's going to be kind of hard to follow on in the score here because it's could be in any order. So unless this is in the order that the PDF is, you might not be able to follow it. A link to this recording is in the video description. I hope this is a good enough introduction to the genre, and yeah, I welcome you to the world of toy piano. Okay, yeah, so obviously this is a very extreme piece. You can't really listen to it with the score. The score is more just something to be played from and physically printed so that you can shuffle the pages or whatever. Um, yeah, if you've ever heard toy piano in a live setting, like a concert hall, it's an extremely quiet instrument and it doesn't have much of a dynamic range. So I think it's kind of interesting that this score doesn't bother with dynamics at all. It just gives you the notes. And just one note at a time. There's something very intimate about the way it's performed here and the recording. You can hear every time the keys are lifted, not just when the notes are pressed down. Um, and yeah, it's full of silences. It's kind of hard, like it moves so slowly that it's kind of hard to keep track of all the pitches one after another, right? It's like the line gets kind of lost. So there's something interesting about that too. Um, so yeah, that was Machaut Fragments. I'm sure there are other toy piano pieces like this. It doesn't really play with the idea of it being a piano, um, but it's definitely kind of like in the spirit of John Cage, who I think I mentioned last episode, kind of started the whole toy piano movement. Um, so like this use of silence and stuff is very Cagean, and Cage did some of his first toy piano writing before writing 4 minutes and 33 seconds. It was actually more of a thing he was doing at Merce Cunningham's dance company. But that we'll get to maybe at the end of the series. Tomorrow we're listening to a piece by Karl-Heinz Essel.